This video is brought to you by the 3-Minute Board Game patrons. Keep us independent by supporting us on Patreon. Kia ora koutou and welcome to Robo Rally in about 3 minutes. It has no solo mode, it's a game for 2 to 6 players, playing time is medium, and it's a pretty simple game. Welcome to Robo Rally, where you must race your robot around a death maze and avoid lasers, pit traps, and your opponents in order to win fabulous prizes. Each race will have up to 6 checkpoints placed on the game area. To win the game, you need to move your robot onto each one in order. Everyone else is colluding to stop you from doing that. Card management. Each player has a deck of order cards to manage. Damage cards will cause complications too. Action programming. You have to place all 5 of your order cards in sequence at the start of the turn and cannot change them. Player turn. Set up the board with checkpoint markers on it. Each player then places their starting marker on the docking bay board and then places their model on that marker. Each player then draws 9 cards. They then choose 5 of these cards and place them in the sequence they want them to happen. Once each player has chosen their cards and placed them face down, you resolve them, one at a time, starting with a player with a priority token. Let's run through an ideal turn. Here we move 2 places forward. The green conveyor moves us before the laser fires. Our second action, we turn right and let the conveyor carry us again. We then move forward 1 and the blue conveyor moves us 2 times and turns us. We then recharge to gain a power, right in the conveyor again. Aren't we clever? What really happens is we go last and the green player shunts us before we can move. This means we walk into the lasers instead, and even worse, the red player is moved by the conveyor, and as they are facing us, they shoot us. We take 1 damage from both these sources. Our next action is to turn right, which leaves us stuck in the lasers, and red shoots us again. All up, we have a miserable turn here. There are 2 types of damage. Haywire goes face down under your current action card. This will be locked in place and the action you must take next turn. See here for our second action. And the second type is Spam, which stays in your hand until you play it. Once played, it draws the top card of your deck and plays that instead. Let's look at some notes. Yellow walls stop moving immediately, but don't do damage by themselves. Driving into a hole ends your turn immediately and removes your robot from the board, as does driving off the board. You'll respawn with some damage next turn. In order, the environmental effects go this way. Green conveyors moving robots 1 first, then blue conveyors moving up to 2 spaces if you stay on the conveyor. Spinners rotate robots 90 degrees in the direction on them, then lasers fire. Battery spaces give you 1 energy if you end your movement on them, as does the power-up card. Now the first thing you do on your turn is actually upgrades. You start with 3 in your hand and can pay 1 energy to draw a new one. You may also pay the energy in the top left to put 1 into play. Yellow cards are permanent and you may have up to 3, while the red ones are temporary, and there's a ton of upgrades in the deck. Why would you like this game? Robo Rally is an old game, and the version I have played the most is the 1994 Avalon Hill one, and this one has a number of changes, and I think every change is for the better, either smoothing up the gameplay or making it more chaotic. Because to me, Robo Rally is all about the chaos, and the more there is, the better. And that's the secret sauce that makes Robo Rally such a classic. It's that despite all the chaos, setbacks, and calamity, you can actually drive this little robot around the death course successfully, and when you do, it's very rewarding. This version has some expansions with wacky maps, including water spills and teleporters. The best thing about this game is pushing someone else into a pit. It's just top notch. However, if you love the live system and priority numbers from the old editions, you might not need this new one. It's more casual friendly, but if you own a game from 1994, you're probably not a casual gamer. Oh, and resilience. You'll absolutely need to be able to laugh at the game when things go wrong, or you'll end up wanting to flip the table. Richard Garfield also designed this obscure card game called Magic the Gathering. And for serious robot battles, try GKR Heavy Hitters. Robo Rally. Twonky's a murderer. Gold medal game. And that's for the whole franchise, not just this version. And if you enjoyed this video, hit the notification button, like, share, and subscribe to the channel.